What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of The Cure. Another Cure Thursday, and we're returning to Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, 1987. And the next track is Icing Sugar. So I'm inclined to take that literally, the sugar that goes into the icing, which is used in pastries and other sugary treats. Though, even then, I would expect that to be some kind of metaphor, or at least, if there is a literal visual reference, it to function on multiple levels. And yet, given the eccentricity of some of Robert's writing, I really don't know what to expect. So let's give it a listen. This is The Cure. The tune is Icing Sugar, and it's from their 1987 album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Wow. So much to say. Okay, first of all, it's not over. You guys are very cheeky, you know that? Okay, sounds like it's actually over now. But yeah, it actually sounds like the kind of tune where I wouldn't be surprised if Susie Sue started singing. It really sounded like a Creatures tune, and I suppose that's partly because the drumming was so cycling and frenetic and dynamic that it could very well have been Budgie on the drums. but it also sounds like Jeanette Landry could have started singing, meaning it could be a glove tune. But definitely the guitar and bass in conjunction had a like classic early Cure sound. So it does very much sound like The Cure. And eventually we do hear Robert's vocals. This is not technically an instrumental, even if those vocals encompassed like 1/20th of the track duration overall. But yeah, like a very busy tune, especially because of the drums and the cycling percussion, and yet it also felt kind of darkly atmospheric. So there was this odd combination. And then you have the saxophone, which itself, like, I mean, there was some swanky, like, flair to it, but it also felt kind of other dimensional. It felt like it was, saxophone coming in from one dimension, the drums, very busy and intense coming from another direction, and then the bass and the guitar in a more typical Cure vein, and then Robert's vocals, which I didn't really catch lyrically. They kind of had that like pained, echoed feel, which he does in some of his delivery. So yeah, it felt like there were some really disparate ingredients, but it really sort of worked together. So yeah, like not a tune that I would imagine would ever be used as a single from them, and yet a tune that is very much atmospheric in the way I've come to expect from some of their tracks, and fitting on this eccentric and dynamic album overall. So yeah, a very smoothly and otherworldly intense tune, if that all comes together well. I think those words come from different directions, so I feel like my description fits the different and disparate nature of the track overall. So yeah, curious to know what he did say in that section where there were a few vocals, but a really dynamic and compelling tune, even if I don't quite know how to categorize it. So yeah, let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.